Welcome to this beginner-friendly calisthenics ring workout. All you need is a pair of rings and 30 to 40 minutes of time. Whether you're at home, at the gym, or on the go, this workout is designed to help you build muscle, calisthenics-specific strength while training your core as well with zero machines and minimal equipment. We'll be hitting 5 of the essential beginner calisthenics movements in this workout: Australian rows, push-ups, ring-assisted dips, ring-assisted chin-ups, and plank. And you can do this in a circuit for 4 sets, resting 30 to 60 seconds between each exercise, or perform 4 sets per exercise before moving on. So let's get into it. Starting with Aussie Rows, set the rings to about hip height, and keeping your body in a straight line from your head to your heels, your core should be engaged here when you pull your arms up until your chest reaches the rings. Focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together as you pull up. If Aussie Rows are too intense on your hamstrings, you can also bend your knees and focus on keeping a straight line from your shoulders to your knees as you pull. This helps you isolate your back muscles as opposed to your hamstrings. Aussie Rows are going to help strengthen muscles in your back, arms, and core. And a quick tip, the more horizontal your body is, the harder the exercise will be. So adjust the rings higher or walk your feet away from the bar for an easier Aussie Row variation. Moving on to exercise number 2, now that we've worked a horizontal pulling motion, let's train its counterpart, a horizontal pushing motion, with the push-up. Push-ups are going to target your chest, shoulders, triceps, and core. You can pick between incline push-ups with your hands elevated on rings, floor push-ups, or decline push-ups with your feet elevated. Choose an exercise that lets you do between 10 to 12 push-ups and where the last 1 to 3 reps are really hard. Like you probably couldn't do any more if you tried. You want to focus on engaging your core here so your back is flat and staying in control the entire movement, not just when you're pushing up, but in the lowering phase as well. And don't let the rings drift too far apart away from each other. This is going to add an extra level of challenge. So if incline push-ups on rings feels harder than incline push-ups on a bench, it's because you have to use extra strength to stabilize and control the rings. So just keep that in mind when you're picking the best progression for you right now. Moving on to our next exercise, which is going to be another pushing exercise, we're moving on to our ring-assisted dips. These are basically going to be bench dips, but using rings. So keeping your feet on the floor for support here as you lower yourself between the rings. Keep your elbows close to your sides, don't let them flay outwards away from each other. And after lowering, you're going to push back up with control. Ring-assisted dips are less stable than bench dips, which adds an extra level of challenge as it forces you to use extra control in the movement to stabilize. So keeping that in mind, keep the movement nice and slow and press into the floor with your feet as needed to help assist you as you work through the full range of motion in these dips. These dips are going to work your chest, triceps, the fronts of your shoulders, and other muscles in your arms. Perform between 8 to 12 reps with the final rep coming close to failure, as in you probably couldn't do any more if you tried. This is what we're going to be aiming to do in all of the exercises here. And when you have a range of 8 to 12 reps, the first set you might be able to do 12, and the next set you might only be able to do 10, and then the next set you only might be able to do 9. And that's normal, but what's most important is that you're really pushing yourself hard and going close to failure while maintaining form. Our next exercise is the ring-assisted chin-up, which is an excellent way to build strength for the bodyweight chin-up by building muscles in the back, biceps, and your grip strength as well. Set up the rings so you can hang with fully extended arms without your butt touching the ground, just about 1 to 2 inches above the ground. Place your feet beneath the rings and with the palms of your hands facing towards you, pull with your arms until your chin reaches the bar. Press your feet into the ground to assist you, just enough so that you can get your chin up to the bar. If you press too hard, it'll make it too easy and won't work your arms enough. So try to find that balance of pressing so that you can get your chin over the bar, but mostly feeling it in your arms. And if these ring-assisted chin-ups are feeling a bit too easy, you can walk your feet under the bar and press less with your feet in order to make the exercise even harder. Really focus on lowering all the way down with control, because when you lower with control, you're increasing your muscle time under tension, which basically means that you're working your muscle for longer during the exercise. And once you switch into this mindset, instead of just going through the reps and getting all the reps done, changing your mindset so that you're trying to train until you're as close to failure as possible and really pushing yourself to stay in control throughout the entire exercise, that's when you're going to start to see huge progress in muscle growth and strength. Now, shifting into our final exercise, we're going to start training core with a plank variation. Here you can choose between incline plank, floor plank, or decline plank. Pick the exercise that allows you to plank for about 30 seconds, and you should be feeling the burn after 30 seconds. For incline plank, elevate your hands by holding the rings, keeping your feet on the floor. If those are too easy, you can go down to your floor plank, and then if those are still too easy, elevate your feet in the rings with decline planks. Focus on keeping your core engaged the entire time, which means a flat back, and if you notice that your lower back is arching a lot, it means you're not engaging your core properly in the exercise. So instead of arching your lower back, think about tucking your pelvis or your hip bones under slightly in order to create a more neutral spine. This will help you keep your core engaged so that you really get the core training benefits out of this exercise instead of just using other muscles to hold the plank. And once you do this, if it feels harder, that's good. It means you're doing it right. And that's the entire beginner calisthenics springs workout. This is an upper body focused workout, so make sure that you're alternating this workout with leg focused workouts as well if you're doing this workout consistently. And if you like the video, hit the thumbs up button, and I will see you in the next one.